these really bright lights caught her attention, just hovering.
At about 9:08 last Tuesday night, this is what a woman says she saw. The flying object, she says, was hovering near the Webster Parish, Louisiana, and Columbia County, Arkansas state line. The woman does not want to be identified. A relative who also does not want to be identified is speaking on her behalf. Both women say they're just trying to figure out what it is.
What we're questioning is the lights underneath, like the belly of it. It had like strobing lights, like if you ever see the movie show Knight Rider with Kit, the car on the front has lights go back and forth.
The woman tried to draw it for us, describing it as somewhat of a stealth bomber, but more rounded, flying at about 400 feet up, moving slowly with no noise until after it had passed.
It started moving over toward their home, and then that's when you could pick up the lights that are underneath the belly of it, and it just slowly come over and then just slowly went off in the distance. But we know there's an explanation behind it, and we're just curious, you know, to all these other sightings, since it was on the same night.
Whoa. Whatever this is shiny.
All right, do you guys believe in UFOs? Think
Yes.
it's possible?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So you're saying that and you don't?
No, I do.
You do? Okay.
You ask a question, get an answer, and then dispute the answer.
Wow.
Because you're smiling. Okay, I do
UFO
too.
means unidentified flying objects.
Right.
There's some things in the air that are unidentified, but do we think that they come from another planet?
aliens in space.
Outer
Yes.
space, yeah.
Yes.
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 Why?
Yeah, I think it's
Based on
closed-minded
what
to think
evidence?
that we're alone.
Yeah, but
in
do you
this
think people are
universe.
flying around, or aliens are flying around trying to check us out?
Well, we're flying around trying to check other things out.
I mean,
so-
according to Don Teague, some people in the heart of Texas believe it is possible. Take a look at this.
You don't have to believe in UFOs to believe residents in Stephenville, Texas saw something in the sky last week.
You know, it's kind of spooky. It really is.
The first sightings came just after sunset. Something big, something fast, something weird.
I saw two red glows. They glowed, and then they kind of faded. They glowed again.
Leroy Gayton is a county constable. His son saw the whatever, too.
It looked like it was faster than a jet.
The sightings are big news in this rural community southwest of Fort Worth.
It kind of is the talk of the town right now.
Newspaper reporter Angela Joyner has heard from dozens of witnesses.
It was very intense, bright lights. I keep hearing that over and over and over.
So, who else saw the UFO? As fate would have it, I was driving past Stephenville last week at the exact time the objects were spotted in the sky, and I remember looking up and seeing absolutely nothing. Of course, I wasn't walking through the woods with Randy Sorrells.
And I did just like this, and I could see it. And if you look at the trees, you know, it's right here. I mean, it's 300 foot up, right here.
The military has no record of its aircraft in the area at the time, but those who saw the object say it was bigger than an airplane and made no noise at all.
Did you see a UFO?
I did.
Presidential candidate Dennis Kucinich did not see the Stephenville object, but he's among 14% of Americans who say they have seen a UFO, including hundreds who saw these lights over Phoenix in 1997. Back in Texas, investigators from the Mutual UFO Network plan to look into the Stephenville sightings this weekend.
Something's up there. Everybody is seeing something. I'm not saying it's extraterrestrial from outer space.
Hoping to figure out what exactly is up in the Texas sky. For today, Don Teague, NBC News, Dallas.
These are not headlines from a supermarket tabloid. This is actual front-page news here in Stephenville, Texas. More than 30 residents all insist they saw the unthinkable, a gigantic UFO.
It was very intense, bright lights.
They weren't just doing this, they were like just moving.
Rick Sorrells saw it while he was hunting deer.
If you look at the trees, you know, it's right here.
50-year-old pilot Steve Allen was at a campfire with friends and says the object was a mile long and half a mile wide.
I don't know if it was a biblical experience or somebody from a different universe or planet or whatever. It was definitely not from around these parts.
Allen drew a sketch of the object, which he said traveled at amazing speed without making a sound.
An arc shape reconfigured into a vertical shape, and there was up and down, and then it split, made two of them, and then these turned into just fire, and it's gone.
A spokesman for the 301st Fighter Wing in Fort Worth says no aircraft from his base was in this area, and says the objects may have been an illusion caused by 2 commercial airplanes. But those who saw the lights don't buy it.
It's an unidentified flying object.
It's so fast that I can't keep up with my binoculars to it.
And some were embarrassed that it was spotted in Stephenville.
I think it's crazy.
A lot of folks aren't used to this kind of thing, and they're not UFO nuts or anything.
Like it or not, all eyes are now trained on the sky over Texas to see if mysterious flying objects make a return. For Good Morning America, Mike Von Fremd, ABC News, Stephenville, Texas.